How we doing, everyone? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Minton is here. He was just having a kip, so I thought I'd grab him. To all the everyone who's here early, you get a bit of Minton, all right? You go back to sleep, mate. Hey, he's a little teenager, I swear. He sleeps so much. It's actually a joke. Right, go on, buddy. There you go. Good lad. How we doing, everyone? Welcome to the Quali stream for the 2021 Austrian Grand Prix. How we doing, everybody? Hello, Hunter, Aditya, Hamza, Francesco, Ian, Caleb, Theo, Nathan, Kinyemi, Melina, good to see you, Joel, Joseph, Rajat, Nicholas, Ida, Patrick, Alvi, White Square, Brett, Ben, Aidan, Vineet, F1 Basti, Kinyemi, Finn, Rowney, Alvi, again, Vale, Patrick, Ben, Owen, Eric, 100 TF1. Welcome, everyone. How we doing? How are we doing? Good to see you all. Not that I can see you, but you know what I mean. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Back in Austria this weekend. Now, the race at Styria, Austria, same track, like we all know, didn't really deliver. But Quali is always good because it's a very short track. So those margins are mad fine. Super fine margins. If you lose time anywhere on the track, you're done for. Unlike longer tracks, you can lose a bit of time, but then you can regain it. You've got lots of other opportunities for other people to lose time. There's a lot on the line. So I'm excited. I'm feeling positive about this Quali session today. I'm not going to lie. It starts in, 14 minutes. So we've got a bit of time. We can have a little chat. We've got a big bit of news that came out this morning. Typically, I woke up late today. So I found out about an hour after everyone else. But there's a big bit of news we need to talk about. Also, before we get into that, thank you, Ed Adams, for the 499. Big up. Hi, Tom. I love the content. Could this weekend be make or break for Merck's season? I mean, I think that I don't see Mercedes bridging that gap. I really don't. I don't see how they're gonna bridge the gap between them and Red Bull. At this track, Max just seemed to have such an advantage last week that I can't see it happening, to be honest. I'm just actually... Yeah, there we go. Our predictions are all sorted. All the graphics are done, so we will get into that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the best Mercedes can hope for is a 2-3 again, and then just see if they can extract a bit more relative performance at other tracks, because Red Bull just seem to have the measure of them. Max, obviously, in particular, on this particular circuit. So I don't know. I think it's just going to be a damage limitation. I honestly think that. This weekend, anyway. But yeah, thank you for the 499, mate. Thank you, Rowney, again, for the 199. Big up. Man himself back at it again. This is what I do. Welcome to the Steam. Yes, welcome to the Steam, Rowney. Now, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. And thank you to BAYBEEE for joining Friends of Tommo as well. £2 a month gang. All right, so... Well, first of all, we've got to start with a big bit of news that came out this morning, haven't we? Before we even talk really too much about qualifying or any of that. Is that, boom, Lewis signs till 2023. He's extended his Mercedes contract for another 2 years. You know what? Like, at the start of the year, and I said this in my predictions, I thought if Lewis wins the title this season, he'll retire. If he doesn't, I'm pretty sure I've said this from the start. Maybe at the very start, I just said I think he's going to retire. But no, I feel like I always thought that he'd want to get number 8 before he retires. At least give himself a shot to get number 8. And obviously the fact that Max and Red Bull have hit the ground running so well this year, they seem to be the favourites now. Right now, they are definitely the favourites to win the title. I think that maybe that's given Lewis the extra, lit the flame again under him to carry on, to keep it going. I don't know. I'm still not sure if Lewis was in a dominant position now. I don't know whether he would have signed this, but maybe this has just lit a fire under him and just been like, actually, you know what? I still want to be in this sport. He's still obviously got so much to offer in terms of talent. And yeah, we're going to see Lewis up until he's 38. I said 39 on Twitter, but I got it wrong. I was a year out. So his contract will take him to the end of 2023. His birthday's in January. So if he stays till the end of the 2023 season, he'll be... say he retires after that, then he'll be finishing just before he turns 39. Not 40. I thought it was 40, but I was a year out. But yeah, I think it's great news for the sport. I really do. I mean, Lewis is such a pull. He's such a talent, but also generates a lot of interest from the general public. Like, not many F1 drivers go mainstream. Lewis has got a big appeal. I think it's good for the sport for him to stay in it. I think he stands up for what he believes in. Like, you can agree with him or you can disagree with him. Like, but ultimately he does what he, believes in, thinks is right, and I respect that. And I'm buzzing to see him stick around, to be honest, because I think, again, he's one of them that we will look back in the future when I'm like 70 and be like, oh, do you remember Lewis Hamilton? Maybe the greatest of all time. Do you remember him? Like, and I think like we won't appreciate what we've got until he's gone. I don't think that at all. But yeah, so I'm gassed to see Lewis hanging about. I really am. Also, thank you, Brett Beard, for the $4.99, mate. How many podiums will Checo have at the end of the year? I think he'll have quite a few. I think he'll have... it's 23 races this year. This is round 9. So he's already got 2. No, he's already got 1. He's only got 1, but it was a win. Hasn't he? Wait, or has he got 2? He's got 1, hasn't he? The win. Wait, did he get enough? No, he got 2. Because he got the 1 and the 3. Yeah, sorry, I'm thick. Ignore me. Yeah, I think so there's 14 more races to go. I'm gonna say he'll have. I think he'll get like maybe 6 more. So I reckon he'll have 8 podiums by the end of the year. Because I think as he settles into that car, he'll beat Bottas more often. Thank you, Alex, for the $4.99 as well. Congratulations on 200k. Appreciate it, mate. Yes, 200,000 people decided to click that button and turn it from red to grey. So thank you, everyone. Honestly, like, subscribers is just a bit of a vanity metric, so it is just nice. Like, it's cool. But yeah, thank you all so much. Like, the numbers are just a joke, to be honest. Like, it doesn't even register. I'm just here on my own with my dog in this room, so it doesn't really, it loses perspective over time. But yeah, thank you all so much, man. Sick. Thank you, Claire, as well, for the 10 Canadian. Big up. Love a bit of Canada. Should be going to Canada next year to get married, hopefully, as long as COVID doesn't do us over again. But yeah, appreciate it. And thank you, Ryan, as well, for becoming a friend of Tommo. Big up. So we've got just over 5 minutes till Quali starts. We've talked about Lewis. Again, I'm chuffed. I'm glad he's sticking about. Into the new regulations, I think it's going to be very interesting to see where Mercedes are relative to everyone else, and if they can, carry on sitting at the top where they've been for a very long time. Yes, Red Bull have come in here, but you can't tell me that this Red Bull moving to the top isn't because Mercedes have offset. This is why I'm a little bit concerned for Red Bull long term, not going to lie, because they're putting big effort into this year. Are they gonna win the battle but lose the war? Maybe. Hard to say. But anyway, FP1, 2 and 3 roundup. I mean, I watched some of FP3, I watched some of FP2. I've seen the highlights. Mercedes are looking all right, but Red Bull Max just seems to have that ultimate pace. Perez was having a bit of a not a great one. I know Karun Chandok was talking on the coverage that, Red Bull Ring isn't Sergio's favourite track. So I'm not expecting too much from Sergio this weekend. But yeah, I mean, Ferraris, sometimes they look alright. There was no massive stories from practice, was there really? There was a few spins, like Yuki's had a couple of almost... Actually, that final before the final corner, the second to last corner, that's been a bit sus for a few drivers a couple of times. Charles almost pinged it off into the wall. Sonoda had a bit of an incident there. Quite a few people have had struggles. It's a tricky track. You've got to explore the limits. Lando's had a couple of offs, which, again, I suppose you've got to test the limits. That's the point of practice. I try not to look too much into these incidents because, you know, that's where you want to find the limit. Where is the limit of adhesion? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And the coverage is starting, but the quality's not started yet. So it's just the Sky Sports graphics are starting. There we go. There's the intro's rolling now, so we're getting there. But yeah, there weren't any massive surprises. Yes, Jacob, GOP5 in FP3. Big. Obviously, can you read too much into that? Maybe. I think he was 10th in FP2 as well. So maybe I have read a bit into that. You'll see. But yeah, no massive surprises. McLarens, I feel like the McLarens are fine. I don't know. I'm not expecting much from the Alpines. Again, I think, you know, Fernando's clearly hooked up. If he, like, the only reason Fernando kind of was able to hold on to points last weekend was because he done such a good job in qualifying and then kept everyone behind him. The Alpine doesn't have pace. How he managed to get points is beyond me. He was definitely... I'm surprised he wasn't mentioned more in the driver of the day conversation, actually, for Fernando Alonso last weekend. But anyway, flying through the mountains now, which is cool. I'm on Now TV again. I've got like over a minute of delay. I apologise. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. Thank you again, Brett, for the $4.99. Cheers, Tommo. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Brett. Big up. Thank you, Owen, as well. Tenner, 1 year gang. Mate, you're far too kind. Thank you, Owen, mate. I appreciate it. I always you've changed your display picture as well. I always recognise your old one and I like to like double check. But thank you, Owen, mate. Far too good to me. I will buy Minton something nice with that money. I promise. But yeah, anyway, 3 minutes from starting. Let's get into my predictions. I don't think there's any massive surprises there, apart from the fact that I'm saying no Perez top 6, just because it's so tight, the margins are so tight. This isn't Sergio's favourite track. He hasn't looked amazing in practice. I think Pierre, Norris, Leclerc, it's going to be fine margins though. But I think the top 3 is going to be pretty standard. This is what I'm saying. I've got excited about Giovinazzi. I think Giovinazzi will get into Q3. That's kind of the big out there prediction. And then, yeah, L of the day, Sergio, if he's not in top 6, don't get me wrong. I think the race pace, he'll come through and he'll get P4. I've got no doubt Sergio will be P4 in the race. But qualifying wise, we know that Sergio's race pace is like significantly better than what Pierre and Alex's was in that Red Bull. But quali pace, he's not actually, it's that he's still well off Max most of the time. So quali's that thing where, again, it was never Sergio's strongest area. So yeah, I think he'll have to fight his way through. I've got no doubt he will, but yeah. I'm saying Gasly, Norris, Leclerc. I still don't know if I don't think we'll see Daniel. I don't know. In FP3, the Aston Martins actually look pretty quick. I don't know. Hard to say. Thank you, Jean Brunet, for the €229. So basically, we have the Hypersoft in Austria, do we? I mean, to be honest, I haven't really looked. You know what really bores me about Formula One? Tyres. Tyres just bore me. I've just got no interest in tyres. And so much of it is built around tyres. Tyres are so important. But I just can't get excited about rubber. Okay? I can't get excited about it. That sounds weird. So, yeah. Is what it is. But anyway, right. Quali's starting in a minute, according to my timer. So, let's move on to the next screen, Q1. We'll be starting very shortly, so I'm going to say, I need to just work out my timer here, so I'm going to say 01 Oh, start. That's obviously not correct. Oh, hang on. This is like the... Okay, that's not the countdown timer. Right, I'm just going to leave the timer for the minute. All right? Wait until the session actually starts. And then we'll crack on. We will crack on. Mate, the Dutch fans are... You Dutch fans are actually insane. I really want to go to Zandvoort. There we go. Oh, there's loads of like... It's just Orange Army just raving in the stands. Okay. I'd say I'm about... is that about right? Alright, yeah, cool. So I'm 45 seconds behind live, by the looks of it. And obviously there's a bit of a delay on this stream as well. So again, I apologise, but it is what it is. Thank you, Brady, mate. 30 Aussie dollars with 99 cents as well. Fox Smash bank account. I hope you haven't Fox smashed your bank account to give me that dono, mate, but I do appreciate it. You're far too good to me. Thank you very much. Love a bit of Australia, mate. Me. Love it. But yeah, so Quali has started. No one's out on track as of yet. So I guess we just got to kind of chill and have a little chat. I've got a... It's dripped on me. Ice cubes in. Cool, fresh. I mean, when do we think... Because obviously now Lewis is... Well, so I saw in... I think Toto Wolff said that they wanted to get Lewis's contract just sorted now so that there's no distraction because they're relative struggling to Red Bull, which is jokes because obviously like last year it was the polar opposite. Literally left that 1 year extension to the last minute. But I find it interesting that, again, there was only a 1 year extension last year. So obviously Lewis must have been looking to keep his options open, which I think makes sense, to be fair. Like, you're going into new regulations, you don't know where Mercedes is going to be sitting relative to the field. And actually, you know what, this tells me, the fact that Lewis has signed this 2 year extension, that Lewis is not shirking from a fight here at all. Because he could just retire, couldn't he? He could retire at the end of this year and join most decorated Formula One driver of all time in terms of championships, top of most of the record tables. He could just retire and chill and do all this other stuff that he loves. But I think he sees now a genuine title fight. And obviously moving into 2022, you've got a lot of other teams like Williams, like Alpine, like Aston Martin. I mean, Aston Martin are nabbing loads of Red Bull people. It seems that Red Bull are nabbing loads from Mercedes and Aston Martin are nabbing loads from Red Bull. And I think Lewis is game for the fight, which I think is pretty sick. So I know I think people have said like he's shirking from a fight. I just don't like him, to be honest, but it's what it is. But honestly, like I'm very interested to see how things turn out. Oh, there's FIA radio. Hang on a sec. Oh, they're just talking about space. All the time you have to leave with the space, which is very difficult at the Red Bull Ring because it is such a short track. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Aston Martin, they're making some good moves. Obviously, Lawrence Stroll's put a lot of money into that team. Apparently, as well, we're going to see changes to the Aston Martin livery. We're still going to be green. What I think they might do is add some more Volt hits. I don't know, though. Because, so basically, I don't know if anyone saw, I'm sure a lot of you did, that the guy who's like the owner of BWT, so the water company that sponsor out Aston Martin, that were title sponsors of Racing Point, hence why the car was pink, because that's their brand colour, came out and said like, oh, I wish they kept the car pink. Nothing to do with us, obviously. Joke. Like, obviously it would have helped. Oh, as Mazepin goes purple, 1071. Mazepin top of the... Just cancel the session, yeah? That's the first time... Yeah, only... and Schumacher goes quicker than him. By a second. Of course he does. And, yeah, so... apparently this guy's come out and said that, even though obviously BWT aren't title sponsors anymore, that's Cognizant. Cognizant's colour's blue, which again is why that I kind of thought maybe we'd be getting an old Jordan-esque kind of green with the blue. With the Volt hits, that would have worked perfectly with Aston Martin's colour palette and Cognizant's, but didn't happen. But now apparently Otmar Safnauer has said that they actually do want to change the livery to make it stand out more, because it doesn't stand out very much. I mean, no much less. I guess the Mercedes has got kind of silver bits. It's got Mercedes kind of Petronas teal is brighter, I think, than Aston Martin's kind of. It's the darker pink of the two pinks. It's not the bright, light kind of BWT pink. But yeah. We'll see. I think... I can't see them changing the base colour. I just think maybe they'll add a bit more pink, maybe. Or a bit more... Or introduce the Volt, which is present on the car. You see it on the halo. Whenever we get an onboard with Lance or Sebastian, you'll see a bit of Volt on the halo. They've got it a bit on the front wing as well. So it's not like they're not prepared to put Volt on the car. Maybe they'll just, knock that up a little bit. We'll see. But it's quite dark. I think it looks great, but yeah, I get it from the sponsor point of view. Like with the Red Bull, so we've got the Red Bull on screen now. Max doing his first quick lap. And obviously that base navy is very dark, but then you've got the bright yellow and the bright red. That contrast almost accentuates it even more versus if the whole car was yellow. Like, it really accentuates those parts of the livery. I think the Aston looks great as it is, but also I understand that obviously the whole point of these brands being on the car is for exposure, and if it's not screaming and shouting enough, then I get it. But anyway, right. First few quick times coming in. 105.3 from Seb. 105.1 from Antonio. And then Kimi does a 105.0 as well. So time's starting to roll in now. People getting their kind of banker times down. And Alfa Romeos. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but them Alfa Romeos, maybe looking a little bit rapid. Right, Max puts in a 104.2, half a second quicker than Lando. Then it's Kimi, Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Vettel, Stroll, Schumacher, Mazepin. Leclerc puts it P3 with a 105.0. Carlos Sainz, second, 104.5. Okay, not bad. Some good banker laps coming in now. Sergio, 104.8. 104.8. Danny Rick, 105.0. So, a quarter of a second slower than Lando. Not too bad. It's just, again, just a first run out. I mean, Carlos has gone half a second quicker than Leclerc in that first lap. So, almost. Just under half. Okay, cool. First laps are rolling in now. So, Max is still at the top, 104.2. Lewis, quarter of a second behind. Then Bottas just behind him. Oh, it's seeing a replay of Pierre going to the second last corner. Very wide. Track limits for Pierre, definitely. That is definitely all four wheels over the red and white. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'd feel differently if I was an actual racing driver, but I don't really understand the moaning about track limits, like, from the drivers, because, well, just don't drive there. Like, is that not just if you're going to put a sausage curb, okay, just don't drive there then. Like, just, you've obviously gone too fast into the corner, and therefore you get punished. Like, I don't get it. But yeah. So we've got Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Sainz, Norris, Perez, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Vettel, Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin. Gasly's time got deleted. Alonso and Ocon and Russell and Latifi are all on their outlaps, according to the graphics on the screen. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I just don't really. Yeah, I all right, yeah, it's annoying if your time gets deleted, but it's also your own fault. Like, if you've driven and gone outside the limits of the track, then it's the same rules for everyone else. So I don't really buy it. But anyway, Le Russell has arrived. Yeah, George is just winding up a lap now, on my feed anyway. Depends how far behind I am, to be fair. But yeah, my timing's still looking good. So Georgie boy's just starting a lap now. I do wonder, like, surely George is going to be in Mercedes next year. Surely. The fact that they're keeping Lewis, it means you've got that solid driver who knows Mercedes, can help the development, has been involved in the development, no doubt, of their 2022 platform. But also then you introduce the new driver who, I mean, as new drivers go, George has already raced in a Mercedes, was their test driver, like, has a lot of experience with that Mercedes platform. I feel like now's the time, and Bottas just isn't delivering. This will be his third year in Formula One. He'll be going into his fourth year. I think it's an inevitability. But come on, George, where are you sticking it, son? Also, big up George. Ooh, there's a Red Bull a bit in the way there. That was a bit sus. There was he was just coming into the second last corner, and there's a Red Bull on the left. So he had to go round on the right. I don't know if that might have impeded him a bit. But Russell goes P10. Decent. So quicker than Giovinazzi. Just by, what, 13 thousandths of a second. But yeah, big up George. Repping the England shirt a couple of times, isn't he? England-Ukraine today. Obviously, on paper, should be an England win. But this tournament has turned up some mad results. So obviously, I'm watching it tonight. Obviously, I will be going mad if we win. And I mean, the run-in, now that we've beaten Germany, the run-in is looking pretty good, which worries me. But I mean, I watched the Italian game last night, and Italy just looks so good. I honestly don't think we'd beat Italy if Italy gets to the final. I think Mancini's got them too well drilled. But we can hope. We've got the quality. It's just, I think, the coaching. Like, Mancini has that team playing so well. They play like a club team, I swear. It's mad. But yeah, obviously I hope it's coming home. I wonder if when Baddiel and Skinner made that song that they realised what they created at the time and what they'd go on to create. I mean, I prefer Vindaloo, to be honest. That's my favourite England song. Don't sleep on Denmark. I mean, again, Denmark's one of them that, you know, we beat Czech Republic already. We should be beating Denmark. We've got the quality of player. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, right. Enough about football. That's not what you're here for. So again, currently it's Verstappen, Norris, Alonso's gone up to P3 on the softs. Decent lap by Fernando. Hamilton, Bottas, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Perez, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Vettel, Raikkonen, Russell, Tsunoda, Stroll, Latifi, Ocon, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin. So yeah, that's where it is at the minute. Everyone's on softs apart from Vettel, Tsunoda, and Stroll. Interesting. They're on mediums. Not sure why. Again, I mean, tyres just bore me, to be honest. Not that interested in tyres. They're cool to look at, I suppose. What's going on at Alpine? So Ocon's just chilling in the pits. Mate, Ocon's down in P17. Esteban, mate, what are you doing? Why is it like this? Why whenever I support a driver do they... I swear I'm attracted to struggle, I feel. I'm drawn to... Maybe that's just being a West Ham fan my whole life. I'm just drawn to struggle. Like, I would say probably right now Esteban is the driver that I'm rooting for the most. And part of that is because I like the guy, but also it's because he's struggling, so I really want him to do well. Because I just think he's such a sound bloke. But, man, worldy lap by Alonso there. Put it up in P3. Albon curse. Maybe it is. Maybe whoever I like is just terrible. Lando's looking pretty comfortable though. Less than a tenth off of Max. Don't know if he'll even bother for going for another run out. Maybe. Maybe not. Lewis is looking like he's probably not going to go out again. Pushing him back into the pit lane. There's only 3 and a bit minutes, as you can see from up there, to go. I reckon there's a few, yeah. Max ain't going to bother going out again. Oh my God, there's just so much orange in the stands. What is it? What is a question, chat? Why are Dutch fans so particularly like mad? Because it's not even just with Formula One. Like, I feel like the Dutch just have this just insane support. Like, why? I don't really get it, you know. Like, it's amazing, I love it, but I'm just like, I don't know why the Netherlands. You know, why don't you see this kind of level of support with like other country fan bases? You know what I mean? It's the culture. We're crazy in general. Dutch moment. Drugs is legal. They never win. I love it though. Like, I feel like it again. It's the absolute fandom is just sick. If I wasn't British, I'd like to be Dutch. If I could pick any other nationality to be, I think I'd be Dutch. If you aren't Dutch, you aren't much. Oh. Right. Esteban's going out for another lap, so he's got to put in a good lap here, otherwise he's going out in Q1 again, which, if that happens, that is really bad. Because the Alpine might be, I think it's not quite there pace-wise. Definitely, it's not. Like, look at the race last weekend for both drivers. But if he goes out in Q1 again, that is terrible. That is very bad. So come on, SD. Come on, please. Come on, Esteban. I'm not looking at chat because there will be spoilers because I'm behind. So I want to take in Esteban's P1 lap live, right? God. My curse is strong. My curse is strong. 2 tenths down. Is that 2 tenths down on Stroll in the first sector? Surely not. Surely not. Oh, Esteban. Oh, Esteban. Come on, lad. Don't bottle it again. You can't be going out in Q1, man. Please. Please. Oh my God, it's not even. He's not even ahead of Stroll in 2 sectors. Oh dear. Damn. What has happened? SD. This would be like a second off of Fernando. I mean, maybe Fernando got a bit of a toe. I don't know. But he's only goes. Oh, that's P13. That's not going to be good enough, I don't think. Because Gasly's going to improve. You'd expect Stroll to improve. Only P13 from Ocon. Wow. 6 tenths behind Fernando around a 1 minute track. That's terrible. That is not good. Stroll goes up to P10. Yeah, I think Ocon's out here. I think Ocon is out here. Down to P5. Gasly improves. Tsunoda, you'd expect Tsunoda to improve. Tsunoda's looked quick all weekend. Tsunoda's coming round now. I think Ocon's out again in Q1. Damn. Shocking. Yep. Ocon's out. Jeez. Where's his performance gone, man? He had such a good start to the season. Banging in like that a couple of Q3 performances. Mud. Well and truly in the mud. George goes P12. Damn. GG's, George. GG's, George. Ocon very much in the mud. Tsunoda only improved to P15. Ricciardo on the cusp. P15, Ricciardo. All right. Verstappen. Norris. Alonso P3. Ocon P17. That is fucking terrible. Hamilton P4. I'm upset because I want him to do well. And that was very disappointing once again. Bottas 5, Sainz 6, Giovinazzi 7, Perez 8, Gasly 9, Vettel 10, Leclerc 11, Russell 12, Stroll 13, Tsunoda 14, Ricciardo 15, Daniel on the cusp yet again, almost getting knocked out in Q1. Didn't happen last week as well. I think it was P15. Stop supporting drive. I'm not allowed to support anyone anymore. All right, cool. So let's update my little graphic, shall we? Actually, I didn't even look who the bottom 5 were. I mean, I'm assuming I know who's stone dead last, because they usually are, and they are this time as well. 6/10 behind their teammate. Oh, Nikita. So P20, Marzipan. P19, Schumacher. P18, Latifi. P17, again, it's Ocon. Esteban, mate. He needs to take a Barocca, I swear, before he goes out next time, because that is not good. That is not a vibe, SD. Alright, I'm not feeling that, mate. Alright, Q2 is on the horizon. Graphic is updated. There you go. Wow. I mean, wasn't that pretty much the same quality as last week? But Latifi and Raikkonen swapped. I feel like Latifi was P16, wasn't he? And Raikkonen, because we got a bit excited about Latifi. We thought he was going to get into Q2. And then it just got knocked down and he was P16 in the end. And I think Ricciardo was P15 last week as well. Mad. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I would not be surprised if Raikkonen just isn't that asked about qualifying and just likes battling through. I wouldn't put it past Kimi to be kind of like that, because, you know, he made up, 7 positions last week? Yeah, he made up 7 positions, so again, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby for Kimi. It's not even a job. He doesn't even class it as a job. He doesn't even look at the paycheck. It's just, no, it's my hobby. I'm a professional. I don't know what he calls his profession, if this is just his hobby. But yeah. Interesting parallels. Oh, Karun is analysing Esteban's lap here. Let's listen in, actually. Turn through. Yeah. Missed the apex by a mile. Esteban. It's funny how quickly things change, though, isn't it? In Formula 1. Like, again, I remember after the first few races, I would see so many comments being like, Alonso's washed, Esteban's amazing, Esteban for the Mercedes seat. And now I see all the same people commenting saying, Esteban's terrible, Esteban doesn't deserve a seat. Some of you lot are bare fickle, man. Honestly. Like, he's got it in him, of course he has. It's just for some reason, like, he's not confident in the package, and maybe it's just... Well, because hang on, let me actually have a quick look at... Let me have a look. 2021 Formula 1 Championship. Let's get the old wiki article up, right? So I just want to have a look at where they're positioned. So see, Ocon. See, that's the thing. He got 4 points finishes in a row. He got a P9, Emilia Romagna, 7 Portugal, 9 Spain, 9 Monaco, retired at Azerbaijan from, well, what was his race like at Azerbaijan? I can't even remember off the top of my head. Before he retired, was he doing all right? I don't think he was doing that great, was he? He was doing okay. And yeah, over them same races, like again in terms of both drivers finishing, like after the first 5 rounds, Esteban had beaten Fernando in every single race, and then the last 3 rounds, Alonso has comfortably beaten Esteban. It's funny how it's like, but obviously it was always going to take Fernando a few races to get. But it's like, it's not just that Fernando's got better, but Esteban's got much worse. It's like a combination, isn't it? Fernando was always going to settle in and get better, but I didn't expect Esteban to go backwards. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's very strange. I do wonder why. Because they weren't even close in quality, and that was a pretty shocking lap from Esteban. What a voice crack. It happens all the time. Mate, I remember when I used to play football and my voice used to crack all the time and it was very embarrassing. But anyway, right, Q2 has started. 15-minute session, so I've got to try and work out how long. I'm going to say 45. Okay, I'm a minute off. So, okay, cool. Right. Q2 has begun, everyone. Again, if you want to synchronize your feed to the feed I'm watching, because I'm watching on a bit of a delay, then this is the time that I'm watching. So then we can react together. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So, what are we saying Q2? Who's going to get knocked out? Who's going to get knocked out Q2? Now, I mean, for Kimi to go out in P16 suggests to me that the Alfa Romeo pace maybe isn't there for a Q3 appearance for Giovinazzi. So I'd probably say, as much as my initial predictions, I've said Antonio, purely because Kimi, I don't know. No, you know what? I got to back Antonio. I predicted Antonio would have a W of the day and get through to Q3. So I'm sticking to it. So Antonio's not going out. I think Daniel's going to go out. I mean, he just doesn't seem to have the pace. Daniel's going to go out. I think George is going to go out. I don't think he'll get to Q3. I think... Who else? I think Sainz might go out. Although, no, maybe not. I feel like Ferrari might have pulled their finger out, actually. I think we might lose both Aston Martins. And then maybe Tsunoda. I guess that's just the boring one, isn't it? But I'm saying Antonio Giovinazzi gets through. Ahead of one of the Aston Martins. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. So, Perez looks like the first to go for a push lap on mediums. So, maybe Sergio's feeling a bit confident. Always a bit risky going on mediums, isn't it? If you're not like... Because of the margins being so fine here. If Perez doesn't absolutely nail his lap, then... Bit dodged. But yeah, Perez 104.5 on mediums. That's pretty good, actually. Relative to what we saw in Q1 anyway. Q2 knockouts: Gio, Yuki, Daniel, George, Stroll, Leclerc. Josh, what do you think? You think Leclerc will go out in Q2? Could well do. His Q1 time wasn't amazing. We'll see. Feel like Bottas pole. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Bottas went quicker than Lewis again, but I don't know. Maybe Lewis's new contract will inspire him. I mean, again, the margins are a joke here, so it's crazy. Because he said Russell isn't going through, though he will go through. Maybe that was what I intended all along, Xander. Maybe. Alonso best rookie. I tell you what, like Alonso has done better than I thought he would. I've got to be honest. Particularly these last few races. At the start, I wasn't disappointed with Alonso over the first kind of few races because I wasn't expecting him to jump in and immediately be mad quick. But tell you what, he's the fact that he's on top of Esteban. I guess I'm more surprised that Esteban's fallen backwards Because Alonso's performances have improved, but also ignore Fernando for a second. Esteban's performances have gone down these last few races. But no, maybe it's just an Austria thing. Maybe Esteban, just hates Austria. Maybe. Although Toto Wolff's his manager still, and he's Austrian. I don't know. But anyway, right. Yeah, not many people are out at the minute. Again, Sergio's put in a quick lap. Everyone's coming out now, though. So it's a bit compact in the pit lane. Giovinazzi in that beautiful, still the best looking car on the grid, hands down for me. The Alfa Romeo, stunning. Ferrari, still got that thick nose, which I don't really like, and it looks like it's wet itself. Don't like the Ferrari. The Alfa Tauri is cool. The Red Bull is just a beautiful car. I'm sorry. I know people say it's boring. Well, what about the Marlboro McLaren? What about the Cannon Williams? What about the John Player Special Lotus? Like, come on. Just because something's knocked around for a long time doesn't mean it's trash. But yeah, everyone's on their little white laps now. Come on, Daniel. Right now, I really want Daniel to get to Q3, but I really can't see it happening. Because Q1 he was on the cusp. He's going to have to pull out a worldie of laps. So there's a lot of mediums out there. Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Bottas, Sainz, Leclerc and Ricciardo all on mediums. Russell, Stroll, Tsunoda, Joe, Gasly and Vettel all on softs. And that's the thing as well, like, even qualifying, you've got to kind of take it with a pinch of salt, because some teams are going to obviously, like, you win the points on the Sunday. So if it means, not getting to Q3, but getting free tyre choice, sometimes that's going to be a preference to a team. But just making sure you finish P11, because you don't want to be P15 and completely out at sea. Mate, imagine if Giovinazzi gets Q3. With Giovinazzi's insane starts, mate, it could be on the podium, bruv. I'm joking. That's not a curse, all right? That's not a curse. Dipped right after. You know what, like, again, tinfoil hat, but it is funny, isn't it, how Esteban got his contract renewal confirmed and then immediately started driving poorly relative to how he started the season. I'm just saying. All right, calm. So, we have got Hamilton about to cross the line after his first push lap on medium tyres, does a 104.5, fractionally quicker than Sergio. Not much in it though, which is, I'll tell you what, that's a promising sign for Sergio. That. I'll tell you what, this bloody drink's leaking literally everywhere. Hang on, I'm just going to get some tissue. As Verstappen, hang on, goes quickest with a 104.2. There you go. Like, I haven't even spilt my drink, but because it was so cold, the condensation has just leaked everywhere, which is fantastic. Alright, cool. So we've got Verstappen 104.2, Hamilton's 0.3 back, Perez 3.5 tenths, Bottas just over 4 tenths, Sainz half a second, Leclerc half a second, Gasly puts it P4. Gasly, again, when you look at Gasly's pace and you look at Tsunoda's pace relative, it's a bit of a gap. Stroll P4, Perez P4 now from Stroll, Vettel P2. All right, steady on, Seb. Maybe the Aston Martins, I don't know. Maybe the Aston Martins are, to be fair, they are on soft tyres. The Astons are both on softs, I'm pretty sure. So that is the one caveat with that. Perez goes P3 now, improves. Alonso improves, but it's only P13. All right, yeah, we might be losing Nando here. Ferraris are both in the drop zone now as well. Sainz and Leclerc, 11 and 12. So currently we've got Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Vettel, Hamilton, Stroll, Gasly, Bottas, Russell, Tsunoda, Sainz, Leclerc, Alonso, Ricciardo, Giovinazzi is your bottom 5. Daniel, man, come on. Come on, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Giovinazzi in Q3 or what? I mean, Giovinazzi hasn't even set a time yet. I'm sure when he does, he'll be, you know, P1. All right. All right. 5.5 minutes to go on the session. Georgie boy is P9 currently. Currently sitting P9. Oh, bit of team radio. Interesting. So Russell has only gone, wow, he's only gone 14 hundredths slower than Bottas. Yes, he was on soft tyres, but still, that's pretty impressive. But I'm not saying anything about George Russell. George Russell's definitely not making it to Q3, all right? You heard it here first. The reverse curse. Mad. So, Daniel's just under half a second off of Lando, which, again, on a 1 minute track, that's a huge amount of time. I mean, F1 Esports, around this track, I remember last year, F1 Esports, Q1, the entire field, and this again is much more of a meritocracy because it's much cheaper to get good at a video game than it is to race in real life. All the conditions are exactly the same, all the tyres are exactly the same, all the cars are exactly the same. The entire field was split, all 20 drivers, by a quarter of a second. Less than a quarter of a second, I think it was. So that shows what the gap can be if you've got the 20 best drivers in the world and if you've got absolute level playing field. Now, of course, it isn't that, but it shows, like, it's a short track, so those gaps are mad. Thank you, S. Fleetly. Mate, you're far too... keep calling you Fleetly, S. Fleetly, because that L just kind of... I don't know. Thank you, mate, for the tenner, man. Much appreciated. Hi, I'm so glad Hamilton is staying until 2023. Met him 2012 British Grand Prix. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet after having 6 liver transplants. His Still I Rise motto means a lot to me. Rise above adversity. Mate, that's insane. But hope you're good. Hope you're well. And you're right, Lewis does come across. It's mad, isn't he? He's so successful and he's so well known and he's such a celebrity now, right? And people hate him for it, whatever, like. But from anyone I've spoken to, like, who's met Lewis in real life, and I see it in interviews, you can still tell, like, Lewis isn't like an extroverted character. Like, you feel like he's the kind of, he doesn't thrive off the attention. He just does what he loves doing, and it generates attention. But he's not doing it for the attention. I just think he's such a sound, down to earth bloke. I really think that. And obviously, you know, especially now, like, obviously when he first started and got all this money and all this wealth and all this, like, obviously, what young person isn't going to get a bit of an ego? But at the same time, yeah, I think his head is well screwed on. It's not my birthday, Sam the Godfather, but thank you anyway. All right, 2 minutes to go on the session. Everyone's coming back out now, on track. We've got, so bottom 5 now is both Ferraris, so Sainz, Leclerc, Alonso, Ricciardo. I just realised as well I didn't check my fantasy league. Oh dear. I don't want to look at it. I think I turboed Perez or Norris or Gasly. I can't remember. But yeah, we'll see. Come on. I mean, Lando is looking comfortable, isn't he? Lando is looking mad comfortable right now. Interesting. It's not my birthday, okay? But if you want to give me a present, then go for it. I don't mind. It's cool, I can have 2 birthdays. I'm cool with that. Doesn't the Queen have 2 birthdays? Basically the Queen. Right, Fernando is the first to wind up a hot lap. If he gets into Q3, that's going to be W of the day, I think. I mean, obviously, if Giovinazzi gets into Q3, that's W of the day, but I don't think that's going to actually happen. But yeah, come on, Nando. About equal with Sonoda in that first sector. Quite wide though, by the looks of it. I don't know, maybe that wide line because of the undulation going into that second corner. I'm not a racing driver, so I couldn't tell you. Well, he missed that apex as well. But again, is it because of the banking? It's not always quicker to hit an apex. It does depend on the camber of the corner. It's gone 2 tenths quicker than Sonoda, so it looks like Fernando's definitely going to improve into the top 10. Question is, will everyone else improve? Because Fernando's lap is... Oh no, traffic! Oh no, Fernando got robbed. Oh mate, that is peak. That is so... Oh, he's going to be... He's fuming! Fernando got robbed. Fernando absolutely robbed. Literally, the last corner. Into the last corner. And there's an Aston Martin sat there on the turn-in. Oh man, that could have been a huge accident. But yeah, Nando had to slam on the brakes there. That's the problem going first on the push lap around Red Bull Ring. So Alonso P14. Giovinazzi improves only to P13 though. Sainz only improves to P9. So Gio and Fernando are both out. Ricciardo only P13. Ricciardo is out. He's out. Alonso was he? Russell P9. But Russell's through. Russell's through. And both Ferraris are out in Q2. Russell is through to Q3. He's finally bloody gone and done it. Georgie boy. GG's, mate. Smashed it. Oh, I'm gassed for him, man. That's so sick. George, Q3. Mad. He's actually done it. It's done. There's no bottle here. It is done. I want to listen to the radio. By 6/1000ths of a second. Although he's going for another lap, actually. Is he going for another lap? Oh, hang on. So, Ferrari went... Hang on, I want to listen to George's radio. Ah, sick, man. That's so cool. I love that. By 6/1000ths of a second, George Russell makes it to Q3 in P10. Both Ferraris went on mediums, which was always a risk. So they go out in Q2. But to be fair, free tyre choice, I think Ferraris are going to come through in the race. So I don't think they're too concerned. So Giovinazzi P15, Alonso P14, Ricciardo P15, Sainz P11. So Sainz edged out Leclerc there, which is again Sainz, mate. Sainz out qualified Leclerc. That's impressive to me. I find that impressive because I rate Charles very highly, and the fact that Carlos has gone quicker than him in qualifying, I think it is 6-3 to Leclerc now. I think in qualifying in the battle, so it hasn't been a walkover for Charles. But anyway, right. So that should be updated. Click here. Boom. There we go. Russell Q3. Russell Q3. Ricciardo P13. I know Ricciardo started on the mediums, but I don't know how that actually transpired. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Because I know he was at one stage, Ricciardo, on mediums. So maybe, I don't know. I need to see. I'm not listening to the coverage. I'm just obviously talking to you lot. So I'm not sure. Did Daniel set his lap on the softs, or did he set his lap on? He did set his last lap on the softs. Maybe Daniel would have been better just taking P15 and starting on just saving the set of soft tyres. Damn. Peak for Daniel, but amazing from George. A Williams in Q3. That car has no right to be anywhere near Q3. And George has done it. Smashed it, mate. S3, how can I link him on Twitter as one of the perks getting George Russell? What's your... hang on. I'm sure I'll find you on Twitter. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Follow. Done. Thank you, Featley, for the $5 again, mate. Getting George Russell, give him that Mercedes drive next season, replace Bottas. I mean, it's got to happen, innit? Come on. We can't keep carrying on like George Russell doesn't deserve that Mercedes seat, because he just does. As far as I'm concerned, he just does. Thank you, Manas, for the 40 rupees. Go on, Georgie boy. Woo bloody who. Indeed, Manas. Spot on. Couldn't have said it better myself. And thank you, Just Aaron is fine, for the $6, Georgie boy. Big energy for George Russell today. I mean, look, obviously, I hate to rain on the parade. George start in P11 with free tyre choice. Although, wait. Hang on. It's showing George Russell's replay. It's showing George Russell's replay, but he's on mediums. Don't tell me George set that lap on a medium. Did he? Did he actually set his quickest lap on a medium? Or was that the lap before? Are they just showing a different lap? Because if so, that is actually the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Thank you, Junior, as well, for the 14 Zars. Sad for Rick, happy for George. Forecast max pole. Literally, that couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Exactly what I think. And thank you, Camille, for the 5 USD. When George gets points tomorrow, you have to do a shot of hot sauce. All I'll say to that is keep your eyes peeled on some Veloce content in the near future. I won't say anything more than that. Mate, yeah, Fernando as well. To be fair, okay, look, I'm not going to take it away from George. P10 is amazing, but... Oh, bless him, man. I mean, I find, obviously, like... Oh, yeah, it was Seb who got in the way. Seb was very apologetic. I mean, there's not much. Fernando's literally... Fernando and Seb have a bit of a history, don't they? And, of course, it was Seb who was in the way. I mean, you can't give... You can't give Vettel... It's not Vettel's fault, is it? Like, he's lining up his lap and it's a short circuit, so... I don't know. I mean, is there anything more Vettel could have done? Because otherwise he wouldn't have... I don't think Vettel actually managed to set the lap anyway. I don't know. I'm not sure. These are AI, TMA something headphones. I don't know. I need to see it again. I mean, whether it's like penalty worthy or not. I guess ultimately he did obstruct someone on a push lap. So regardless of the context, yeah, I guess maybe it is a penalty. As much as it isn't necessarily Vettel's fault personally, because Aston Martin have put him out in that position. Yeah, so it probably actually is a... Yeah, no, that's fair. Thinking about it, actually, yeah, you're right, everyone. It is not necessarily Seb's fault personally, but it's Aston Martin's fault. And that would have put... But then that would have meant that Alonso... Because Alonso was 2/10 up on Tsunoda after the first two sectors. I reckon Alonso might have snuck into Q3 with that lap, which would have meant George wasn't. But hey, you got to take your luck sometimes, and George by 6,000ths of a second gets into Q3, which is a madness. But anyway, right, Q3 has started, everyone. Let me just get my timer sorted. What are we saying, timer? What are we saying? So, how long we got to go? So I reckon 15:01, maybe 45. Just got to do the maths at the start. Let's do 05 actually. Alright, I am 20 seconds off, so that'll be 00 and then 45. So I'm only 45-second delay this time. It was like a minute 15 last race, my delay. as they're doing a little bit of repair work to that Mercedes. Come on, everyone. Q3 time. Q3 time. What are we saying? Let's quickly get my predictions back up. See how they're going. Yeah, I mean, Giovinazzi was well off, wasn't he? What was more my prediction? This one. There we go. All right, we can already, I think we can already, hang on a second, my predictions, there we go. We can already cross off one of these as a incorrect prediction. But look, predictions are a bit of fun. Oh my God, you know what, like, I don't understand is when people get mad that you've got a prediction wrong. I'm like, well, yeah, no one can read the future. It's just a bit of fun. Like, oh, this aged badly. Was that, well, yeah. Are you from the future? Like, that's the point of predictions. It's just what you think might happen. But it's not that deep. And some people get so mad. It's actually funny. It's actually jokes. But yeah, Giovinazzi is not the W of the day. To be honest, I think George is W of the day. Like, I think we can already say that. I don't think there's anything that can happen in this session now that can result in George not being W of the day. But anyway, so Stroll did get through, and Vettel got through. So both Aston Martins. Yeah, I suppose again that's more reason to be like, probably Vettel's going to get a punishment here because he benefited. Well, not so much he benefited, because I don't think Alonso would have put Vettel out because Vettel qualified ahead of George. But Vettel would set his lap and got through. Alonso didn't. So, yeah. That's just a bit of an annoying one. We've been praising Aston Martin's strategy, but that was a bad call from Aston Martin. Putting him out. But I'll tell you what, that's an interesting. So outside the top four, Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, and Perez, you've got Gasly, Norris. Gasly, Norris are the only two that were really kind of expected, you know. Just Gasly on the radio. So Tsunoda, fair play Yuki, and then both Aston Martins in Q3. Even if Fernando had set his lap, he would have just put George out. So fair. Thank you, Garrett, for the $4.99. How dare you get your predictions wrong? Why am I even watching anymore? SMH. You know what, Garrett, you're at. I am a fraud. The most fraudulent F1 YouTuber out there. No, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, Garrett. Both in your view and in your bank balance. Very kind of you, mate. But yeah, Q3 time. As Max goes for his first push lap. Right, headphones are partially going on here. Verstappen push. Hamilton is also on his push lap. Hello, guy. 199, mate. Big up. If Grealish doesn't start today, I'm going home. Look, what I will say, impact sub. Tired Ukrainian legs, stick on Jack Grealish. Runs right, mate. I'm just saying. It's worked so far. But I agree, Grealish should start. I do agree. Right, Verstappen's purple first. So Verstappen's quicker than Lewis first sector. Norris has done a 103 apparently, but it's not showing us the time on screen. Wow, Norris goes quicker than Hamilton on the first push lap. 103.958 from Lando. Wow, Lando's gone quicker than both Mercedes. Verstappen 103.7. No surprise there. Lando has gone quicker than both Mercedes on his push lap. Perez 104.2. So half a second off of Verstappen. Sergio. Jeez, Lando, mate. Steady on, lads. Have I put him as my captain in Fantasy League? Please tell me I did. I keep calling it Fantasy League because I think of football. Gasly P6, Vettel P7, Sonoda P8, Stroll P9, and Russell hasn't set a time yet. Right. Where is my Fantasy League? Because I need to check that I've tripled Norris. No, I turboed Perez. Okay, it's fine. Perez is still doing a good job. I'm sure Perez will still get his way onto the podium. Because race pace-wise, we saw last weekend, the McLaren doesn't quite have the race pace of the weekend. But I'll tell you what. Lando, jeez. Lando quicker than both Mercedes is mad. He's mad. Yeah, Russell hasn't done a lap yet. So, Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Bottas, Perez, Gasly P6, Vettel P7, Sonoda P8, Stroll P9, Russell P10. After all the first push laps. If Norris can put an orange wedge in between Max and the Mercedes, then what a day that is for the Orange Army. It just happens that Norris is orange because of McLaren. Look at all those McLaren fans. It's funny, isn't it? Also, hang on, I've got a question for all the Dutchies out there. Why is orange your like national colour? Because it doesn't feature in your flag. It's red, blue, and white. So why orange? What's the history behind the orange? I genuinely don't know. But yeah, Lando Norringe. Very good. I like that, Hayden. Lando. I love the way Zach Brown says Lando. It used to be orange, did it? Because of William of Orange. The red used to be orange. Did it? I did not know that. Why did they change it? Why did they change it to red, though? Yeah. William of Orange. Okay. Old flag. Yeah. Royalty. Why would they change it, though? That's weird. But it's cool. So only two drivers in the 103s. So Verstappen 103.720. Norris 103.958, Hamilton 104.041, Bottas 104.049, so they're marginal. Perez 104.2, Gasly 104.4, more like 104.5, Vettel 104.58. I tell you what, whatever Aston Martin have done to their car this weekend is worked. Sonoda 104.642, Stroll 105.4, so he hasn't really set a proper lap time, and Russell hasn't bothered. So maybe George is just chilling. He's like, I got into Q3, get the pina coladas out, lads. Like, come on, it's coming home, all right? What font do I use? I use Barlow. It's called, Kevin. Barlow, like Gary Barlow from... Hang on, last time I said Coronation Street. No, he was in Take That, wasn't he? I think. But anyway, not important. Right, 2 minutes to go, everyone. 2 minutes to go. Warm-up laps are happening. Hopefully no one gets in the way of anyone else. The Ferraris both tried to set their lap times on mediums, didn't get through to Q3, but then they have free tyre choice for the race. So I still expect the Ferraris to come through in a big way in the race. It's just Quali's been a bit of an L. But anyway, Russell P1, imagine. Vettel 100% will get a penalty. Yeah, actually, like, I feel like Vettel is going to get a penalty for that because he impeded Alonso's lap. Alonso was robbed. It's kind of just is true, but he still beat Ocon because Ocon was that bad. Anyway, here we go. 1 minute to go. Quick laps are starting. Looks like Sergio is the first on a push. Or Verstappen. Verstappen's the first on the push. I can't see them. I can just see their timings. Lando might have a bit of a toe here. Might have a bit of a toe. I'll tell you what. Lando toe off Max. Oh my, no. There's no way Lando's putting this pole. I know he's done purple first sector, but there's no way. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, Lando. Lando, don't put it P1. Like, no one can handle that. That would be excessive. Max went slower first sector. Lando's purple first sector. Perez is green first sector. Mate, Lando, honestly, if you do this... So Verstappen's slower in first and second sector by thousands. Oh my God, Lando, this is going to be... If Lando nails his final sector... Nah, come on. Norris has gone purple and green, first two sectors. Perez slower second sector. Verstappen doesn't improve. Lando... 4/100ths of a second slower than Max. 4/100ths slower than Max. Perez P3, Gasly P6, Vettel P7. Can the Mercedes improve? Lewis, slower first and second sectors than his quickest lap. Lewis ain't going to improve. Lewis P4. Oh my days. Bottas, where's Bottas going? Stroll P9. Russell P9. Russell out-qualifies Stroll. Bottas. I don't think Bottas has done a lap. Oh my God. Raw. That is actually insane. Bruv. Lando P2. On pace. Quicker than both Mercedes-Benz. Bottas P5 in qualifying. Oh my God. I've got to do my graphic so you lot could all see this absolute shenanigans. Oh my days. Lando Norris is the real fucking deal. Like, I'm sorry. This kid is on a mad one right now. Oh my fucking God. What the hell, man? This is actually mad. Tsunoda P7, Gasly P6. Tell you what, shout out. Oh, the bloody thing's gone. Vettel was P8 and Russell P9. I mean, who's the driver? Who's the qualifier of the day? Is it Norris or is it Russell? Because I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God. That is absolute scenes, mate. So, no one crashed. This was all on pure pace. Pure pace. Verstappen from Lando Norris. He was less than half a tenth behind Max. Less than half a tenth behind Max in the Red Bull. That is a joke, mate. Perez P3 as well. Perez P3, only 0.2 off of Max. Tell you what, Perez, that's very good. That's very good. Very good. Hamilton Bottas 4.5. Gasly 6. Good. Like, you come to expect that now from Pierre. Tsunoda 7. Very good. Very good from Yuki. Very, very good from Yuki. Vettel 8. Stroll 10. Both Aston Martins. Into Q3. Vettel, I'm very, very sure will get a penalty. I can't hear them talking about a penalty. I'm sure he will get one because he did spoil Fernando's quali lap, which he was fuming about, and fair enough. Russell P9. What is this? I told you, right? As much as all my predictions were wrong, I did say I thought this was going to be a good quali session, even if the race is dead. But oh my days, this is such a sick position for Red Bull to be in. Mercedes 4 and 5. Max hasn't only got a Lando buffer, but also a Sergio buffer. Quality. Quality. Max has said Q3 was pretty bad. To be fair, like, obviously, Max must not have nailed his lap for Lando to be within half a tenth in a McLaren. That's nothing to take away from Lando, purely on the fact that the Red Bull's clearly the quicker car. Man. Science and Leclerc 11-12, they did their laps on mediums, so I mean, they get free tyre choice. They should have a much stronger race. You'd expect them to move forward. Ricciardo P13. Lando, half a tenth off pole. Ricciardo P13. That's a yikes, man. That is a yikes. Alonso P14 was robbed. Should have been in Q3. Would have definitely made Q3, I'm sure, with his time. Giovinazzi Raikkonen. Giovinazzi out qualifies Raikkonen for the 8th. I think it's 8-1 in Quali. Or it might be 7-2, actually. But yeah, Giovinazzi's very much got the... Ocon 17, mud. Firmly mud. L of the day again. So that's the second weekend in the row. And then the rest of the final three just is what it is, innit? Yeah, I like that. From Lando. Everyone in orange supporting McLaren. It's good. I'm sure it helps, Lando. I'm sure it helps some. Mate, half a tenth off of pole. Half a tenth. How long does it take to blink? How long does it take to blink? On average, 0.1 to 0.15. So he took less than half the time. The gap was less than half the time it takes for me to go. It's a joke. But yeah, shout out Sergio. Sergio, to be fair, Sergio massively exceeded my expectations. P3, fantastic. Really good. Really good. I mean, that, you know, it's a great car. It is a great car. That, man, my predictions have been mud. So that's no, wrong. The only one that's correct is the easy one. Which even then it wasn't, it was close. Which is Max Verstappen P1. So let's have a little look at how badly my predictions suffered today. Not the first time. There you go. I got one right, okay? I got one right. I don't think anyone would have said Mercedes not in the top three. No Mercedes in that post-qualifying press conference. 0% Mercedes representation. What is this 2021 season? This season is so sick. Like, as much as, obviously, if Max now runs away with it, that's robbed us of a fight. I do think the Mercedes are going to come back at different tracks and do better. They said they're going to bring some upgrades, I think, for Silverstone. And obviously, sprint qualifying at Silverstone is going to be interesting there as well. But yeah. What tyre was George on when he set his quick times? I'm not actually. I don't know what. I know they were showing a replay of George on a quick time, and he was on mediums, but I'm not sure if that was the time. Mediums. George on medium. I mean, a lot of people ran mediums, I think, last week. Maybe the medium is just a stronger tyre for this track, but I can't believe this. This is insane. I love it. I love this game. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you. Oh, wow. There's a couple of donations that I missed. Thank you, Why Not Azuketsu. You've donated before, mate. Big up. I appreciate you for the 50 Mexican dollars. Dude, now I really want to see Vernor per podium for tomorrow. I'm hyped. That would be a sick podium. You got to expect, though, again, Lando did well to hold off Perez and Bottas last weekend, but in the race, he just didn't have the pace. So I'm still anticipating if Perez can hold off. I feel like Perez could hold him off. I feel like Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton's probably going to be the podium. We'll see. But either way, we don't know, and that's a good thing because F1's been very predictable for a very long time, and now it is not, which is great. Whoever's winning, as long as it's not predictable, I'm cool with it, all right? Oh, is it Mexican pesos? Sorry. Well, it's got a dollar symbol, so is it? Yeah, but it says dollar. MX dollar sign, all right? I'm sorry. I've never been to Mexico. Would love to go one day, but never been. And thank you, Field Gamilla, for the 10 USD. What is going on with Ricardo and medium for George? I mean, look, Ricardo took a long time to get used to that Renault. But he was up against Nico Hülkenberg, who's a good driver. But I just think Lando is so good. Like, Lando, he has to... I think he's got to be in that conversation now, isn't he? With Charles and George and Lewis and Max. I think he's got to be in that conversation now. What more can he be doing? I guess, like, you could say consistency. Man's been ridiculous. He's been the most consistent of any driver in Formula 1 this year. And Max, to be fair. Max has been very consistent. Them two, though, have been standalone Mr. and Mr. consistent. You can't take that away. Like, it's insane. But yeah, George, mate. George, like, I'm not saying anything. I refuse to curse George Russell. All right? He's going to struggle in the race. You can't expect him to have the pace. As long as nothing goes on wrong, I don't know. But I expect Sainz and Leclerc to move through the field. So Russell is going to have to rely on making some moves, hoping some DNFs happen ahead of him. I still think that to get points. Because Sainz and Leclerc's there. The Ferrari race pace last weekend was scary, really good. So it is going to take a lot for George to actually get points. So honestly, I actually don't think he's going to get points. Honestly. But yeah, mad. Well, again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for 2,000 views still with. Thank you for getting me to 200k as well. Madness. If you haven't subscribed, make sure go check. That red button is grayed out, alright? I would appreciate it. It's cool, man. Like, we're going well and it's fun and I'm enjoying what I'm doing and hopefully you're enjoying watching these streams. And yeah, backseat driver tomorrow with Veloce. I will be at Silverstone this year as well. I'm going to be at Goodwood on the Thursday as well. If anyone here is going to be at Goodwood on Thursday, then I'll be knocking about, so come say hello. And yeah, Silverstone on Sunday, I will be there too. So again, if you're about, you see me, come say hello. I don't bite, I promise. I'm the same person here as I am in real life, I assure you. But yeah, thank you everyone again. Thank you to everyone who donated as well. You're far too good for me. Thank you, Martin Brunel, for the €5. I'm a fanboy. But this is the 7th time Gasly is in the top 6 quali this season. That feels nice. Kisses from France. Sacre bleu. All I can say, Pierre Gasly, honestly, like, there's so many quality performances this year and he has to be right up there in the conversation. Another top 6 quali from Pierre Gasly. Phenomenal. Again, big shout to Tsunoda as well. He's clearly extracted that pace this weekend that we know is there for the AlphaTauri. I think the AlphaTauri and the Ferrari, I think maybe the AlphaTauri is a slightly quicker car. On its day. Not all the time, but on its day. I think that gap, I think the AlphaTauri should be up there with the McLaren and the Ferrari rather than with the Alpine and the Aston Martin. I really do. But yeah, thank you again, everyone. I'll see you all on Monday for the post-race stream. Hopefully it's not a bit of a dead race like it was last weekend. I mean, the fact that this field is a bit jumbled up is a good sign. But yeah, thank you again, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. New video, hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday next week. We'll see. I'm well into a very, very, very long script. And I've got a busy race next week. And no words on Vettel's penalty, but I'm assuming it's coming. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. I might do a stream later on Twitch, so follow me on twitch.tv/TommoLive if you don't already. And goodbye, everyone. Have a good day. Hydrate and get vaccinated if you haven't already been vaccinated, okay? Very important, so we can all go back to real life and we can hug each other again. Goodbye.